How y'all doing tonight? Tonight we're going to get rid of that basil I was talking about that I picked today. We're going to make something a little bit different. It's going to be like a basil chicken casserole or pasta in a casserole dish. I kind of did a little bit of research, was just kind of Googling basil, chicken, and everything. You know, I saw some Thai dishes and I saw some, you know, mock Italian as I call it. It's not real school, old school Italian, but I think it'll be good. We're going to give it a try. Just cook it up. I think it'll be some good comfort food. So we're going to mix and match, you know, some different recipes that I got, and we're going to have fun with it. Okay, so first what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and brown up. We got some chicken breasts, probably about 4 or 5 chicken breasts. We're going to put this in some oil. Got some vegetable oil there. We're going to just kind of brown this down. Alright, so now we got that brown in there. I'm going to put a little bit of salt on it. Maybe just a little bit of pepper. And just let that brown on down on medium-high heat. Okay, just keep stirring it. We're just basically cooking the chicken here. Okay, now that chicken is starting to turn a little bit white there, it's not fully cooked at all. You know, it's got a lot of juice coming out of it, the water and stuff. I'm going to take a pack of this zesty spaghetti seasoning. Add this to it, okay? Be good right here. This is going to give some flavor. So let's just stir this around and let it still cook. Meanwhile, I've got my oven heating to about 400 degrees. And I'll show you why I want to do that in a minute. Let's just stir this spaghetti seasoning around here in this chicken and get it nicely dusted. Right now I did that. I'm going to take some dry Italian seasoning, which is basically dry basil, oregano, a little bit of thyme, margarine, probably a little garlic in there. You just sprinkle some of that on there. We just want to get a good coating of seasoning on this chicken. And like I said, this chicken's not fully cooked yet. It's just cooked on the outside like that. That's okay. Go ahead and just stir all that in. Okay, now that that's cooked down just a little bit, I'm about to transfer this. So now what I've done, I've taken the chicken out of that cast iron and I put it here in this Pyrex pan. Okay, this is where it's going to finish cooking. I'm going to add just a touch of red wine, just a little bit there, just to give it some liquid, okay? And then we're going to pop it in the oven about 375. Now with the remnants of the chicken and everything in there, I'm going to go ahead and turn it to medium-high heat back again. I'm going to add some onions, chopped onions. I just happen to be using the frozen ones. You can use whatever kind you want. And go ahead and brown them down. Alright, now I got these onions browned down, or I'm going to go ahead and add a little butter. What this is going to do is just help them to caramelize. Add some really good flavor to the onion. Okay, so you see this, these onions are browning down nicely. Well, they hadn't started turning brown yet, but they're cooking down. Next step will be the browning. Now, what I've done, I turned my chicken off in the oven. Let it go for about 10 minutes in there. Then I'm going to let it just cook there on residual heat. That's all it needs. Okay, so now that my onions are starting to brown a little bit, I've got 1 can of tomato paste I'm going to put in here. Alright, that's another thing that we kind of brown down. So, go ahead and kind of push it on in there. Yep. Turn that off the end. Now, what we'll do is we'll brown that tomato paste or cook it low. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down to low heat. And this tomato paste is going to bring out a lot of sweet, good tomato flavor. Already the onions are bringing out some sweet flavor. This tomato is going to bring out the good tomato flavor, and the sweetness, and just really, really good stuff. So we'll go ahead and let this brown down for a minute. Okay, now that I have just cooked this tomato paste a little bit with these onions on low heat, I'm going to add a can of tomatoes, peeled and diced, to it. And I drain most of the juice off, not all of it. We're going to stew this up for a minute. And just bring all this together and bring it to about a medium heat. Okay, now I've been simmering this on low for a few minutes. Go ahead and add some garlic. Get a few busted up cloves here. Just smash them real good on the counter. Go ahead and just stir that in. And take it all mingled in here real good. And bring some good flavor to the party. Okay, I'm going to get you a zoom in here. See how good that sauce looks. Get that garlic in there. Now, for the aromatics, we've got a little bit of zatarans, a little bit of crab boil. Do about a little cap, about a half cap of that in there. You don't have to put that. I like a little bit of kick to it. Okay? With that in there, and that really gives it some good flavor. Now, let's come back with that red wine. Put some of that more in there. Probably say that was probably about a half cup, 3/4 cup. And let this simmer in here with these tomatoes. We're really going to bring out some flavor in the tomatoes. Okay, now I'm going to add a can of tomato sauce. And stir that in. I'm going to add some of this Italian seasoning. It's dried. And that. Okay. Stir that in as well. And that's got oregano, basil, thyme, stuff like that in there. I might add a little bit extra. A little bit of thyme here. Just a little bit. And maybe some oregano if I've got some. Let me check. And a little bit of extra oregano. And so we're going to turn this down low. Go ahead and stir that around, pick it up, make sure nothing's sticking on the bottom, nothing like that. Okay. And just let that cook. Now after that's simmered about 10 minutes, I've got some light Alfredo sauce. I'm going to add that to it. Okay. That was just one jar, you don't have to add all that much. Because it's got to have a little creamy aspect to it. We'll stir that on in. Oh yeah. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Now, talk about that basil I had today. I'm going to add a little bit of that. Shredded some. Stir this in, and we'll come back and add a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit more basil. That shredded basil I had. I added one more sprig like that too. So basically we've got about a cup, well, I don't know, maybe a third, 3/4 cup of shredded basil in this sauce. And we're just letting it cook there on low. Okay, now that this has been simmering here for about 10 or 15 minutes, I'm going to add that chicken back. Look at that. Wow, it looks good. And add that nicely roasted chicken piece and all that juice. Really good juice there. It'll be fantastic, I tell you. Okay. So add all that. Make sure I get all this juice somehow without breaking everything in the kitchen. Okay. And we'll stir that in. Okay, so I get the chicken mixed in with all the wonderful sauce and everything. I've got a pound of spaghetti. Use whatever kind of noodles you want. We happen to use some whole wheat here. Don't even ask about that, but that's okay. Whatever. You know, use what you got. It's the best you can do. So let's stir these in. Just roll them over and get all that sauce and that chicken and everything incorporated. Now that I get everything kind of folded over, I'm going to start adding some Parmesan. I got some fresh grated Parmesan cheese, what have you. A little bit of that. I'm just going to fold that in there. I just want some good flavor to it. Real good flavor. Now I just dumped all this in a Pyrex. We'll kind of flatten it out a little bit. Oh gosh, man, it smells. I wish you could just smell this garlic. Smell that fresh basil, chicken, tomatoes. Alright, we're going to kind of flatten that out a little bit, and then I'm going to get ready for the toppings, okay? So I haven't done a video in a while. I know that, so I got to make this thing really insane, out of control. So what I'm going to do, I got this mozzarella cheese. I'm going to put over the top of this, okay? So go ahead and give it a little layer of mozzarella. We're going to make two things in one here. We're going to make this basil chicken casserole, and then we're going to make a masterpiece on top as well. So let me get this cheese spread out here. Okay, so we got mozzarella cheese on there. What else could we do just to take it up? How about put a little bit of pepperoni on there? Look at that. Oh yeah, that'll give some flavor, huh? Some pepperoni on top. We can get that done. So I got these pepperonis on there. Now I'm going to go over with a little bit of that fresh basil. Just kind of shuffling out of there. Look at that. Yes, sir. Get some color into it and some flavor there on top. Love that fresh basil. It's so nice. Oh yeah. Alright. Get the fresh basil on there. Like that. Now I'm going to put a little bit more Parmesan there on top. Just kind of sprinkle it. Yeah. Now, I got a little raw tomato today. Just getting me ready for the tomatoes I got growing in the garden. So I'm going to lay some raw tomato, just thin slice on top of there. Look at that. There we go. No. Everybody may not want the tomatoes on there. That's fine. Put it on about half. Okay. I'm kind of move it around. Look. Just kind of space them out a little bit. Man, oh man. There we go. Now I'm going to pop that in the oven and let all this melt and let that spaghetti bake. Now that it's done here, got it pulled out. All the cheese is nice, ooey gooey melted. I just cut a piece here. Look how beautiful that looks. I tell you what, this stuff looks fantastic. I ended up cooking it for about 20 minutes or so, and then turning the broiler on. I can't wait to try it. Well, let's give it a try here. Go ahead and get some of that cheese. See all that basil. Go ahead and give it a try. Hold on, dropped it there. Man, oh man, that's some good stuff. Really gotta try that. I'm glad to get back in the kitchen and start cooking some more of these really good dishes. Go give that a try.